The Steelers suck.
We do not care.
Run the ball!
Yeah, really.
That's what we're going to have to do for the remainder of the season, man. You know, I was really trying to enjoy my Sunday Steelers stress-free after the embarrassment we witnessed earlier this afternoon that went on for an excruciating long period of time. But, yeah, it's kind of like we can't really relax. We can't really sit or chill because we got some breaking news, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it's not some good news either.
We got some breaking news, and like you said, not some good news whatsoever as it pertains to our Pittsburgh Steelers. Think of Kenny Pickett how you will, but him being injured does hurt this team in some form or fashion.
I mean, at the end of the day, he is the Steelers starting quarterback.
He is. I just realized we totally forgot to turn on the spotlight.
Who gives a fuck? Can you see us?
Turn it on,
Is
please.
it best?
It's bugging the shit out of me. It's bugging the ever-living shit out of me.
The only bright thing about this damn team.
Exactly. So there you go. Boom. Feel alive now. All right. Kenny Pickett, for those that do not know, man, if we are letting you guys know firsthand here, then I guess, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but if you guys have been quiet on social media, on the Twitter world, on X, Jerry Dulock, Steelers inside reporter, has confirmed and has announced, and there is some backing from Adam Schefter, that Kenny Pickett will miss some time due to an ankle injury he suffered earlier this afternoon versus the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah.
And I have the tweets right here from Jerry Dulock. His first one says, Kenny Pickett's injury is not good and he will be out for an extended period, per sources. He would later say, Steelers concerned he might need surgery, which would likely end his season, per sources. And then very shortly after that, he came with an update, which is the latest of what we know. Kenny Pickett will have a surgical procedure Monday on his injured ankle and expected to be out 2 to 4 weeks, per sources, which means he will probably not be back as the Steelers starting quarterback until after Christmas.
Which would be, if I'm not mistaken, the Seattle Seahawks game.
Yes, the final 2 games of the season, which is the Seahawks and the Ravens. The most 2 important games of the season.
Yeah.
As the playoffs loom around and the playoff hunt's getting very crazy and the division's getting tight. And as it looks right now, man, the Bengals have a chance of being the only AFC North team to win a game this week if they somehow pull off the upset versus the Jags. Otherwise, if every AFC North team loses this week, it's even more embarrassing for the Steelers, seeing how they faced the most weakest team, and we still lost. In fact, we got blown out. We got blown out.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
in general,
there you have it.
In general, Baltimore's got the biggest dub this week.
And yes, and they didn't even play.
No.
They didn't even play. They got to be laughing their ass. They got to be chilling wherever they're at. They got to be enjoying their bye week. What a perfect time and what a disappointing act from everyone in the AFC North Division, especially our Steelers. And now it comes with even more bad news because Kenny will be out 2 to 4 weeks. Minka broke his hand. He should be ready to go for Thursday, but he broke his hand.
Yep.
Atlanta Roberts got hurt. Sayamalu got hurt. Watt got hurt. Am I missing anyone? We got hurt
pretty much
emotionally.
It. That's pretty much it.
We got hurt emotionally and mentally.
All this before a short week, Thursday night football between the New England Patriots.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting a Thursday night football game, a primetime matchup regarding of Bailey Zapp and Mitchell Trubisky starting. Yeah.
Talk about must-see television.
Oh, that'll put some butts in seats.
All right.
Let me tell you.
That'll make you want to buy tickets to go to Heinz Field for a Steelers game.
Which, by the way, if you do, shout out to SeatGeek for sponsoring today's podcast episode. Code SteelTwins, get $20 off your first SeatGeek purchase. Anyway, cheap plug. Seriously, though, man, Kenny Pickett's going to be out 2 to 4 weeks. Think of Kenny how you want. This does suck. You don't want to see your starting quarterback get hurt, right? You don't want to see him miss time. We got a couple things to dissect here when it regards Kenny Pickett. The first thing is, how impactful will this loss be for the Pittsburgh Steelers? Does this make a difference? If it does, how big of a difference? Does it mean anything regarding our season? Does it end our season, quote unquote, as I'm seeing a lot already on Twitter saying our season's over? I'm like, okay, but let's be honest, man. Love Kenny Pickett, but he wasn't doing a damn thing for us anyway. In case you guys didn't know, Kenny Pickett's last touchdown pass was November 2nd versus the Titans.
A month ago.
That was a month ago. So when Kenny Pickett's hurt, yeah, it sucks to hear, But when I think of it, does it make any lick of a difference? Not really. Barely.
It's not like we're putting points on the board with Kenny Pickett at quarterback.
We weren't. In fact, we left 2 touchdowns off the board with Kenny at quarterback today in the red zone. So when I hear that Kenny's hurt and he's going to miss 2 to 4 weeks, yeah, it sucks. I hate it for him. But does it hurt us? Does it make any lick of a difference? Not really. Probably. Is he our best option at quarterback? Maybe. But
That's not saying much.
Does that
Let's be
end
real.
our season? Does it make a lick of a difference? As of where we stand, I don't think so. I don't. I think he's better than Mitch. I trust him more than Mitch. He's safer with the football.
Much more safer with the football. He doesn't give up the ball.
But does it do anything crazy to our season? Does it change it drastically? I don't think so. As a matter of fact, with him seeing an extended amount of time out, that might really tell us how important he is to this team. That's what's really going to be told, is with Kenny missing 2 to 4 weeks, how important is Kenny Pickett? How big of a change will we be without him?
How big of a player, how much of an impact player is he at quarterback for the Steelers?
But
with him out now.
But as we see with what we have at quarterback, there's no difference. Mitch and Kenny are basically the same quarterback. They both are one-read guys. They're afraid to turn the ball over. They're afraid to throw the football. They're afraid to sling it. They're afraid of making a mistake. They are. Kenny's just more safe.
Yeah.
And in that factor, I think it's because he doesn't really stretch the field as much.
He also doesn't let plays develop as well.
He doesn't. You're right. You're very right. So when Kenny's out, I might be in a lone boat here, but I don't see that making a huge difference for us. I don't think that's going to end our season. We weren't doing anything with Kenny Pickett anyway. We weren't putting up points on the board with Kenny Pickett anyway. He only has 6 touchdowns on the fucking year. Joe Flacco today has more touchdown passes than Kenny has the last month.
Yeah. Yeah, Flacco.
Joe fucking Flacco.
Flacco threw 2. He threw 2 in his first game as a Brown.
Joe Flacco today has more touchdown passes than Kenny has the last how many weeks?
Yeah.
So
And he did it in one game.
One game. They still lost hilariously, but we lost too.
Yeah.
But yes, I mean, what does that say about Kenny Pickett as a quarterback? And also, we do got to bring up the fact that his injuries keep piling up. He has had 4 or 5 injuries now since being the starter for the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
In 24 career starts, he has exited the game 4 times.
Yeah.
2 last year due to concussion reasons, thanks to the offensive line. Earlier this year due to a rib injury, and now this year due to an ankle injury.
Yeah.
And yes, the line is in part to that. It is. And you can't really avoid injuries in the NFL. In football, you can't. But he does have injury concerns, let's face it. It's very concerning. And with Kenny missing the rest, not the entire rest, but the majority of the rest of the season, how do you view Kenny going into next year? How do the Steelers view Kenny going into next year as the starting quarterback?
Yeah.
Because we wanted to see what Kenny can do post Matt Canada, right? Well, we got a very small sample size, and now that's going to be even more small. So are the Steelers going to gamble with banking on Kenny with a hopefully different system next year?
That's a big gamble for the Steelers to take.
Big gamble.
And that's something that, based off what the Steelers have invested in, and the defense, on how much money that they are paying their star players on defense, what they have invested in with early round selections with the offense and how much money they've invested in the offensive line, to go into next year and gamble on Kenny Pickett. I don't know if it's safe to do that. I don't know if it's the right decision for the Steelers to make that decision.
I agree.
That's too big of a risk. That's too big of a gamble, especially with what the Steelers have done, what they've invested in. Because they need to win now. They need to win now.
So
they need to make their investments worth their while.
So
continuing the investment on Kenny Pickett now with this injury and seeing that what we have seen from Kenny Pickett
all year, dude, he has 2 touchdowns since October. 2. Flacco threw 2 today.
Yeah. Yeah. Seeing what we see from Kenny Pickett already, how he is on the field, his mishaps, his miscues, and now his injuries continuing to pile up.
Yep.
That is way too big of a risk to take the chance on Pickett next year.
I agree. I think that if they want to stick with Kenny, sure, but they can't just stick with Kenny. You know what I mean? They got to grab someone to bring in for competition reasons.
Well, in legitimate competition. Mitch ain't that. And quite honestly, if they want to give him the opportunity, maybe Mason, but I know they will not give Mason that opportunity.
Yeah. They're not. So going in next year with Kenny Pickett is a massive gamble for the Steelers because he has done nothing for us. He's not even helping us put up points on the board.
No.
He's still not functioning as an NFL quarterback. He's showing you these flashes, but are these flashes enough to just stick with him in a win-now scenario, especially as we edge further into T.J. Watt and Minkah Fitzpatrick's careers? I don't know. I don't think so, actually.
Yeah.
It's a massive gamble. So I know that's for next year, but you got to bring that up because now that Kenny, we will not see Kenny for at least 3 to 4 weeks. Probably not till after Christmas.
Yeah.
Kenny, we will see you after Christmas. Enjoy your holiday. Rest up. We will probably not see him until after Christmas. So with what we've already seen him throughout the season, and now we're going to not see him for the majority of the rest of the season, it's a massive gamble for the Steelers to continue to stick with Kenny heading into next year.
Yeah.
That's something you have to bring up. There is no more, let's see what he can do without Canada for the rest of the season. He's going to miss most of it. So you're going to gamble on what you kind of saw this year for next year. That's a massive gamble.
Or most importantly, are you really going to gamble on the one game where he didn't have Matt Canada as OC? Are you going to gamble on that one game
They could.
for a full season next year? That's too big of a risk.
That's why they need to have a backup plan. They need to have a backup plan next year, whether that's bringing in a veteran, bringing in someone, like giving him some competition, maybe draft a guy, which I'm absolutely in favor of. I'm not opposed to that in any form or fashion.
I'm more than open to scouting quarterbacks, to selecting a quarterback.
They should absolutely do that. So if they want to bring in a guy, go ahead. If you want to continue to start Kenny, God bless you. But you can't make that your sole plan. You have to have a plan B.
Yeah.
You cannot stick with Kenny and what he's done all of this year and just bank on that for next year. He's going to be out the majority of the rest of the season. So if you're going to just bet on what you saw this year, good luck to you. Otherwise, guess what? Next year is going to be the same story. And I feel like we say that every single year for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Because it's true. It's true. So if they continue to stick with that, it's a concern. It really is. Not only because of his injuries, but the way he plays, the fact that he doesn't help us score a lot of points, where he lies as an NFL caliber quarterback. It's a concern and it's a gamble. It is. We'll see what the Steelers do in the offseason. But with Kenny out, man, again, we probably won't see him until after Christmas. We could see him for the Bengals game right before Christmas Eve, but that's too early. That's too early.
Yeah.
I'm not rushing him. We could see him after the Bengals game. I forget who we play after that.
Yeah, it's the Seahawks.
Is it the Seahawks?
It's the Seahawks game.
It's the Seahawks game?
Yeah.
So we could see him for the Seahawks game. Or we could wait him out until the last game of the season, which is the Ravens. Depending on what our record is, that's going to be important.
Yeah.
But regardless, man, we're not going to see Kenny Pickett for pretty much the remainder of the month. We're not going to see him until at least after the holiday. Mitch Trubisky will start to everyone's
satisfaction.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess.
We're all satisfied. We're all happy.
To everyone's discomfort. That's how I'll put it.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to put it. Mitch is starting this Thursday against New England Patriots, and until Kenny Pickett comes back from his surgical procedure. Yay. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I do not trust Mitch Trubisky one bit. I don't have 1 ounce of trust, of optimism, of excitement, of Mitch Trubisky starting at quarterback. for the next 3 to 4 games.
No. No one trusts Mitch Trubisky. In fact, put a 1 in the chat if you trust Mitch Trubisky. Put a 2 in the chat if you don't.
Yeah.
I better see a lot of 2s in there. I do not trust Mitch Trubisky.
No. I mean, when he stepped in, he wasn't bad. He didn't play bad today against Arizona, but that still don't mean I don't trust him. I don't trust him whatsoever. I have zero trust in Mitch. I'm sorry.
Zero trust. We already know what we're going to get from Mitch, you know? And he's Kenny's not a good quarterback. Let's just put it out there. Kenny is not a good quarterback at all. He's not. Mitch is arguably worse because he's a little more turnover heavy. He's more afraid to turn the ball over. Mitch plays as if he has everything to lose.
Yeah.
That's how he plays. He goes in there afraid to make a mistake. That's how he plays. That's how he played last year. That's how he played for 4 years in Chicago. That's just how he functions as an NFL quarterback.
Yeah.
You just see it in a lot of things he does. He's a one-read guy. He dances too much around the pocket. I mean, Mitch, you already know what you're going to get from Mitch. And now we're going to have to rely on Mitch for the next couple games. I am praying and I am hoping we don't have to rely on Mitch until Kenny comes back. With that being said, this is the time.
Hence the sign.
This is the time where a lot of us are asking to start Mason Rudolph. You heard me right. Mason Rudolph. And what better time of the year for Rudolph to lead the sleigh?
Yeah. In December. It's the best time. You cannot write it better. The script writers could not write it any better.
No, they couldn't. There's a poll in the chat. Who would you guys rather start, Mitch or Mason? The majority is already saying Mason.
Yeah. 86% in the poll already has Mason.
There's actually an argument out there that Mason might be the best quarterback on the roster. I don't disagree.
I never disagreed about that.
I don't disagree.
I would probably agree with a lot of people making that argument that Mason is the best quarterback the Steelers have. Not that it's good, because Mason ain't the franchise. Mason ain't the end-all, be-all. He ain't the savior.
And no, that does not mean he's the future either. Okay? No, it's not. But he might be the best available option at quarterback right now in our situation. And the reason being is because Mason loves to sling the football.
Yeah.
Mason loves to be a gunslinger. He can throw the football.
He is not afraid to throw the football.
No.
When he comes in as the quarterback, when he's under center, when he has the ball in his hands, he plays fearless.
Yes.
When the ball's in his hands, he's very fearless playing football.
Yes. Mitch and Kenny play as if they're afraid to make a mistake. They play as if it's as if they're playing scared, really. They're afraid of fucking up. They're afraid they're going to do something wrong. Mason goes in fearless. He loves to sling the football. He loves to throw the ball deep. That's his best trait. That's his best attribute. Always has been, going back to his Oklahoma State days when James Washington was his #1 guy.
Yeah.
And what does his offense need more of? Slinging the motherfucking football. Getting down the field, big chunk plays. Pickett and Deontay love to get the ball thrown, deep targets, right? It'll get us some chunk yardage. It'll get some crazy things going. Look what happened in the preseason with a guy like Calvin Austin, right? Mason can do that.
Yeah.
And he has Cerro Miedo when it comes to doing that. Okay? No fear. Zero fear. So in that regard, yes, he might be the best quarterback on our roster in that factor. And in that reason, yes, he should start because that's what this offense needs. They're going to continue to rely on the run game as they should. One of the few positives today was the ground game. Najee and Warren played their asses off. They ran their asses off. They should have gotten the ball more, specifically Warren.
And now with Kenny out, they will continue to rely heavily on the ground game.
But relying on Mitch, I don't think is the proper path. I don't. Because one of his biggest struggles, and we saw this last year against the Ravens, man, is he turns the ball over too much.
Yeah.
And one of the things this offense hasn't done all year is turn the ball over. That's mostly due to Kenny, and that's one of his few good things, whether that's him not wanting to sling it or being afraid to sling it or being too protective of football. Regardless, the offense doesn't turn the ball over much. They don't. Mitch will change that. He will. Mason will sling it. Mason will throw the ball deep. He'll create some chunk yardage. He will get that excitement going in the passing game that we haven't seen since Ben's prime.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's gonna be prime Ben. I'm not saying he's gonna sling it like a Peyton or like a Ben, but he'll give us that gunslinging excitement we haven't had in a while. Because we don't have that right now.
Or that shot of adrenaline that the offense needs
and we don't
through
have,
the air.
And we don't have that via Kenny. We don't have that via Mitch. So, in that regard, I'm starting Mason, dude. I don't trust Mitch whatsoever.
No.
I have a little more trust in Mason.
And quite honestly and realistically, what do the Steelers have to lose when it comes to starting Mason? Nothing. They have nothing to lose. Not even losing a non-losing season or losing a playoff berth. That's just another participation award for Mike Tomlin. Here you go, Tomlin. Here's your participation award for another non-losing season and yet another blowout in the wild card in the playoffs.
Right.
I don't want it. No, thank you. I'm giving Mason the keys to the sleigh in December. I'm giving him the shot. I'm having him be the starter because the Steelers truly have nothing to lose. We're not going to go anywhere. We're not going to go far. We got to see what the hell we have and what we have remaining in the Steelers quarterback room. I'm giving Mason the opportunity. I'm giving him the shot. Not Mitch. But I know the Steelers will not do that.
No, because they trust Mitch too much.
They trust Mitch, and they extended him. Big money.
Omar Khan extended him massively this past offseason, man. He couldn't praise him enough. We keep saying it, man. And in Omar Khan's combine interview this past offseason, he could not praise Mitch enough. So he trusts Mitch as the number 2. We do not. We fans do not trust Mitch at all. In fact, what they did with Mitch, they should have just done with Mason the entire time. Save the bucks, save the money, and save the discomfort of having to watch Mitch Trubisky wearing number 10 for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
What they did with Mitch, they should have just done with Mason. Why they didn't, I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. But now, ladies and gentlemen, for those that have been begging to put Mason in or play Mason, they will. He will be the primary backup until Kenny is back.
Yeah.
Mitch will now start, for now. He'll start Thursday and maybe even beyond that, but he'll start, for now. And Mason will finally get a hat. He will be active. He will no longer be on the inactive sheet until Kenny comes back.
Yeah.
So he'll be active. He'll be the backup. What I want to know is how long will it take the Steelers to insert Mason? Because the truth is, they've benched Mitch before.
Yeah.
They have. They benched him for Kenny last year in the Jets game. So they aren't immune or they aren't afraid to bench Mitch. It's just a matter of when or if they will again.
Yeah. Now, I will say, the fact that Mitch was extended by Omar Khan, given a hefty contract to be the Steelers' primary backup, this is Mitch's chance to showcase why exactly he was extended by the Steelers. This is his opportunity. This is his chance to show it. Do I trust him? Absolutely not. And if he does shit the bed, if he doesn't do good, like you stated, Steelers did not hesitate to bench him before, then I should expect them not to be hesitant to bench him again and get Mason involved.
Yes.
Because just because you extended Mason or Mitch, even if Mitch does play bad, doesn't mean you should continue to play him. That's just putting your team in the worst predicament to win. You got to go with the right hand. You got to go with the right predicament to help your team succeed. It's just simple as that.
Exactly.
And best case scenario is probably Mason. But they're not going to go that way unless Mitch completely shits the bed.
Right.
But I think in general.
And if he does, they should not hesitate to play Mason.
But I think in general, Mason should get the nod.
I agree.
In general.
I want him to start this Thursday versus the Patriots. That's what I want. I know it's not going to happen. In fact, I doubt that Mason ever even gets inserted as the quarterback until Kenny comes back. But I would much rather them play Mason, bro. Every time Kenny has gotten hurt, I've always begged for them to put in Mason because I trust him better as a backup.
Yeah.
I don't see why he should be the number 3. I don't know why he is the number 3.
I don't get it. I don't understand either.
I trust Mason more than Mitch. I think he's a better quarterback than Mitch. He just likes to sling the football. That's what this offense needs. We already know what we're going to get from Mason. We already know what we have in Mason. But with that being said, I think it's better than what we've gotten from Mitch. Mitch is a downgrade Kenny. And Kenny's not even good.
No.
So I would much rather start Mason Rudolph. That's just me. I know a lot of people agree with me. There's going to be a lot of people that also disagree with me. And that's your right to your opinion. That's fine. But I would much rather play Mason, bro. And that's why we have this sign up. And that's going to keep going until either Mason comes in or Kenny comes back.
Yeah.
Truthfully. I would just much rather play Mason. I don't trust Mitch to do a goddamn thing.
No.
In fact, in relief of Kenny, Mitch has led this team to a 1-3 victory record. That one win being against the Tampa Bay Bucks, which gave us our last win versus against Tom Brady. I'll forever be grateful for that.
But outside of that, ever since that, Mitch has came in and hasn't done anything. Hasn't really helped us win. Hasn't really been able to get us down the field and obtain points to regain the lead or even a win.
Yeah.
Since the Bucks game. Hasn't come close to it.
No.
And this is his time to do it now. His name's going to be called. So Mitch is going to have to go out there and do what he needs to do. But again, I don't trust him.
No.
And I don't anticipate any better results.
So
any more points.
So with that being said, for Thursday, I already didn't have a good feeling going into it, but I now have a worse feeling with Mitch starting.
Yeah. Going up against yet another 2-10 team.
Yeah.
In our own stadium.
Dude, we cannot lose to 2 straight 2-10 teams. We cannot. You know what's fucked up? I have a bad feeling we will. And if we do, man, then Mike Tomlin, seriously, bro, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean because
oh my God. The fact that that's even a realistic possibility at the moment is a fucking shame.
Because you tweeted out earlier about the fact that these losses are reoccurring and they still continue to happen. And every time it does happen, we have the same feeling multiple times,
right?
With almost every loss. The only difference, you tweeted out, is that we no longer have Matt Canada. Mm-hmm. But we still have that same feeling as compared to when Canada was here. It's still the same feeling. This time around, Canada is no longer here. That's a problem.
That's a massive problem, actually.
That's a real big problem. And this was against a freaking 2-10 team, to which Jaylen Warren stated himself that they may have taken a little bit too lightly. Which doesn't really come to a surprise to me.
Yeah, really. Wow. You've taken every team lightly for how many years now, bro?
Now, that makes me kind of worried about what they think of the Patriots. Because the Patriots are worse than the Cardinals. We know that.
Right.
The Patriots are worse than the Cardinals. So, are the Steelers going to continue to take that team much more lightly? Or are they going to think, they're not really going to do anything?
Yeah.
But then Patriots are going to come close to beating us, to probably even beating us. Is that what's going to happen this Thursday? I hope not. But it's a continued thing. It's a continuance of this team taking lighter teams, lesser competition, very lightly, and then they get smacked in the face. And this one really hurt in our own stadium.
And that's why we call them Tomlin specials, because that's exactly what they are. In fact, this is a tweet from Brooke Pryor. This is the entire interaction, right? The question was, they're the third worst rushing defense in the league. Did you feel like you let an opportunity slip away from you guys? This was Jaylen Warren's answer to that question. I didn't know they were the third worst, but yeah, I guess just taking them lighter than we should have.
And that's a problem. It's something that's happened for several years now. Constantly.
Because Tomlin lacks the ability to prepare his team against any competition. Or at least proper competition. You should not be underestimating. You guys should not be taking any competition lightly in the NFL. That's why they say any given Sunday, which is why the Cardinals beat the shit out of us today. Man, they gave us a fucking mopping in our own fucking stadium, dude.
Yeah.
You should not be taking any competition lightly whatsoever. But you've been doing that for how many years now, dude? If the players are saying it, Ben, then that tells me that Tomlin and his ability to prepare his team is less than.
Yeah. His preparation with this team is the same shit. It's the same style, year in and year out.
It is, because how many times? Let me ask the chat. This is a genuine question for everyone in the chat, man. How many times have you felt this exact same way after a bad loss? How many times in the past couple years have you felt this feeling? The answer is too many. The answer is too many. We've already felt this feeling 3 times this year.
Yeah.
3 fucking times. And we're always left saying the same fucking thing. We're left with the same feeling, the exact same thoughts about everybody, but especially Mike Tomlin.
Yeah. It happened with the Niners game, the Texans game, the Jags game, and now the freaking
How many
Cardinals game.
times has it happened in the playoffs? How many times has it happened in years past? There's always a common denominator. How many times are we going to keep going through this fucking feeling?
And I find it very baffling that a 17-year head coach continues to fail to prepare his team against a first-year head coach in Jonathan Gannon and the 2-10 Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah.
I find that very baffling and very poor.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
How can Tomlin not be ashamed at the reoccurrences of that happening?
Yeah.
Of what he's doing? It's poor.
Yeah. So the reason why I ask how many times have you felt this feeling every year, the reason why I ask is because the answer is just simply it's becoming a common theme. It's too apparent. It happens all the fucking time. Multiple times a year, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
This might not be the last time this year we feel this way, where we're left the same feeling and having the exact same thoughts.
No, we're probably going to feel the same way next year and the year after that, and until Tomlin leaves. That's just the way it is.
And the truth is, man, there is no more Matt Canada excuse. Like we stated earlier, we have felt this exact same way for many years, many times under the Matt Canada era, even before that, as a matter of fact. But the difference between all that and today is there is no Matt Canada to blame. He's gone. How many OC, how many coordinator changes are we going to have and still feel the exact same feeling when the same guy is leading the same squad to the same result?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, dude. There is a common denominator to all this. It's an absolute piss poor performance, dude. There is no preparation. It's the same thing every year in and year out. And I feel like we say that every single year, and it gets worse because it continues to happen.
And that's the thing. You mentioned the, how many OCs are we going to blame, or how many OCs is going to be the excuse for Tomlin?
Well, when does it finally start hitting the top?
That makes me beg the question. Say we lose to New England Thursday. Fingers crossed we don't, but say we do, hypothetically speaking. How many people are going to blame the fact that Kenny wasn't in? How many people are going to blame the fact that Kenny wasn't in on why we lost? Although Kenny hasn't done a damn thing.
I beg.
I can already see the headlines. I can already see it.
Because we were winning great football with Kenny Pickett anyway, right? Because we were scoring points with Kenny Pickett anyway, right? The last time Kenny threw a touchdown pass was November 2nd. That was a month ago. The last time he threw a touchdown before that was October 8th. So no, there is no blaming this and that. There is no more the Canada blame. You can't go with the no, we didn't have Kenny Pickett blame. No, you can't.
Yeah.
You can't. There's a common denominator to every single fucking time we watch this movie. And it's always the director. The movie sucks because it's always the director.
Yeah.
The director sucks. The cast is just different characters. The cast just looks different. Different names. It's just the same director all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is. It's like he's trying to make the same movie with different cast members. And he's just trying to find that one time where he can make the movie right. And he's not.
No.
It gets worse every time, as a matter of fact.
Big time.
So, yeah, dude, that's absolutely shameful, man. And there is no way he can lose 2 straight games against 2-10 teams. If he does, then that's that, man. I don't know, dude. Because we were all, we have the same feeling about losses like we suffered versus the Cardinals for many times and many years now, multiple times, as a matter of fact. But this one just felt different.
No, this one
felt bad.
Really
this one
bad.
felt worse. This one felt really worse.
This one felt disgusting.
Oh, gross.
Very disgusting. And I don't think it helped with the 2 weather delays, which more weather delays than Steelers touchdowns, might I add.
As a matter of fact, dude, I see a lot of Steelers fans saying that they were a team for 20, 30, 40 plus years, and they haven't felt a loss like this before.
Mm-mm.
That says a lot. That says a lot. That says a lot, dude.
And again, the weather delays, because we waited for the game to continue, that feeling just continued to linger and sink in. It made it that much worse because we couldn't get through the game as quickly as, we're used to. Just get it out the way, finish off the misery.
Right.
We literally had to wait. It was like torture. Torture waiting for the misery to freaking end. That's what made it worse. That's what really sunk in.
Right.
Was that feeling. That didn't help.
Yeah.
I think that was an added plus on many of us feeling that way. At least that's how I felt.
No, you're right, because it was just like a lingering effect as it just kept sinking in as we tried to wait for this game to finally finish. It took forever, dude. It really did. So that's kind of our post thoughts after this Cardinals loss.
Yeah.
Kind of like all we could do, man, after a loss like this, all you can do is just kind of just reflect and harper back on how many times you felt this way and just think back to the game and just how bad it was. Like, you try to move past it. You try to enjoy the rest of your day. You try to watch the rest of the NFL football. You try to laugh at the Browns losing despite Joe Flacco throwing 2 quarterbacks, or two touchdowns.
Being the Browns quarterback.
But all you can think of is how bad this Cardinals loss was, man, and where it really stems from.
Yeah.
Wow, dude. Wow.
Like, I look back at the games of the Lions game in 2020, like, that was a tie, but that felt like a loss. That didn't sit right. Mm-hmm. Losing in 2018 to the Raiders when they were in tanking mode, that didn't sit right. That didn't feel right. But this one, this was a different feeling. Mm-hmm. This one really sunk in. It really hurt. It was like a true kick in the balls.
Yep. But obviously, man, as long as he gets another non-losing season, everything's right in the world to them.
And in his fairy tale land, in his demented old mind.
Mike Tomlin is the biggest recipient of the participation trophy.
That's what it comes down to. All he needs is 2 wins. All he needs is 2 wins, and then it's another non-losing season.
Yeah.
That's all he needs.
In fact, I'm telling you guys right now, man, because I feel like it's kind of worth getting into. It's worth talking about, man. How would you guys want to predict the remainder of the schedule? We have 5 more games left. How would you want to predict the remainder of the schedule? We got the Patriots, we got the Colts, we got the Bengals, we got the Seahawks, and then the Ravens. In that order, dude. The next 3 games are winnable. I mean, all these games are winnable. But I'm telling you right now, dude, I don't feel confident with the last 2 games of the season. I don't.
Seattle and Baltimore on the road, absolutely not.
No.
That's going to be tough.
The 2 of the best teams we have to face that's remaining on the schedule. This is how I see the remainder of the schedule turning out. Okay? We're going to beat the Patriots in a very ugly game, but we're going to beat the Patriots. We're going to lose to the Colts.
I could see that.
I know we own the Colts, and they haven't beat us since 2008, but something about this team just speaks of history's gonna not be on our side. So we beat the Patriots, lose to the Colts, beat the Bengals, lose to the Seahawks, and lose to the Ravens. That still puts us at 9-8 or 9-8.
9-8, yeah. I could see that. I really could. That's a possibility.
That's how I see it.
Or just throwing this out hypothetically. With Mitch being the quarterback, it's very possible that we don't win the next 3 games against the Patriots, Colts, and Bengals. It's very possible, depending on how Mitch does play. Kenny comes back December 31st against Seattle on the road. We beat them, and we possibly even maybe beat Baltimore in their house to end the season to make sure Tomlin does not have that losing season because his starting quarterback came back.
Well, I'll tell you this.
That I could also see.
I only see 2 extra wins this year. That's it. Realistically, I only see 2 wins, which is still enough to get us a non-losing season, but who gives a fuck? We already know if we make the playoffs, we're getting blown out. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now. And don't say this have hope bullshit. Just watch the last 4 playoff games and then get back at me. That's all you got to do. We already know. Everyone's saying 8-9. I could see it. That'd technically give Tomlin his first losing season in his illustrious NFL coaching career.
And again, if that were to happen, losing a starting quarterback, could that be a reason why he had his first non-losing season? Because he didn't have his starting quarterback?
Out with that, dude. I'm going to be honest with you guys right here, right now, since it's the topic of the fucking stream. Kenny does not make a difference. I'm sorry.
No.
He doesn't.
And if
okay, so consider this like a flat lever, right? This is Kenny Pickett's difference. That's it.
Yeah.
Very minimal.
Yeah.
Very minimal. He doesn't move the needle.
No, he's not a needle mover.
Of a difference.
He's not, no.
No, he doesn't. So Kenny Pickett being out, again, it sucks. I hate it for him. But does it change our season? Does it end our season, as a lot of people are saying? Does it? Does it? Were we winning with him anyway? Were we finding great success with him anyway? No. No, it's not like if Ben went down. So it's like, oh fuck, we're really fucked. No, I mean, it's like, what's the difference?
So it's like even with Mitch in, it's just getting by, just like we're trying to get by with Kenny. That's just the way it is. It's just
that's it.
Mitch is less trustworthy.
Exactly.
Mitch is less trustworthy.
Less trustworthy, exactly. Jake says, "Well, boys, have to get some sleep before work. Appreciate the show. No problem, Jake.
Hey, get some sleep, man. Have a good night.
Have a good night, and try to enjoy work tomorrow. In fact, I know I gotta get sleep early because I gotta be at work by 8 o'clock. I gotta be on the road by 8 o'clock. So
shoot.
But yeah, Kenny's gonna be out for at least 2-4 weeks. So they have that. Does it make a difference? Probably not. I don't think so. Well, we will truly see how much of a difference Kenny Pickett makes for this team with him being out.
Yeah.
At least until after the holiday. We will truly see how big of a difference he makes for this team. But I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think it's a lot. I don't think it's a lot. I want to move on to something real quick, though. I want to move on to another topic that's kind of gaining some attention. Deontay Johnson. I feel like we're talking about this guy every week for one reason or another.
Yeah, and it's something that I didn't quite anticipate, him coming off IR and everything. It's not something I thought we'd be talking about him.
Yeah.
Deontay Johnson, if you guys watched the game, you've seen that he had a garbage time touchdown.
Whoop-de-doo.
And for some ridiculous reason, he decided to dance in the end zone with the football in his hand, be all excited, and go back to the sideline and show off how he caught the ball, how he got the touchdown while we were down 24-10.
Right.
We're losing the game to a 2-win team
at home
in our stadium
in December football.
And he's excited that he got a freaking touchdown when it doesn't matter.
Now, a lot of people might think of, well, it's an overreaction. What are you bitching about? Is it that big of a deal? What are you even complaining about? I mean, I'm seeing that a lot. And you can feel that way, sure. But what I view it as, why are you celebrating? Why are you dancing? You lost the football game.
You're getting blown out.
That makes me wonder where your priorities lie.
Yeah.
Do you even care about winning, bro? Do you just want the stats? That's a selfish behavior. As a matter of fact, that's a testament to tell you what type of culture we really have in the Steelers locker room. Where we are down, we're getting blown the fuck out against probably one of the worst teams in the NFL at our own stadium. And then the only touchdown we can ever score is in garbage time, and you're happy about that. With the state of this team, bro, you're happy with scoring a touchdown in garbage time? What the fuck are you excited for?
How can you be happy about that?
I'm going to steal one from Kobe. What is there to be happy about? Why? I just don't understand. I don't understand why these players celebrate when they are losing. It's as simple as that. What are you celebrating for?
And it's something
you play the game to win, correct? You play the game to win. You're not winning.
No.
Why are you celebrating? And
I can't stand that they freaking do that. they celebrate for no apparent reason. Oh, because
What's he celebrating?
they got a touchdown to their resume. Big freaking whoop. The truth of the matter is, it was garbage time. Who gives a fuck? I don't even count.
It's not just Deontay.
I don't count
It's not
garbage time stats.
it's-
Okay,
it's not
that's
just-
not a stat to me.
It's not just Deontay. Even defenders were doing it. Defenders do it all the time as well. They'll get blown the fuck out. They'll have one of the worst games they've ever allowed in their entire lives. And then they'll make one tiny little play and then they'll go all ape shit. Like, bro, you suck. Like, what the fuck? Like we're down by how many points and the defense will make a play and then they'll sell. Like, again, what are you celebrating for when you've allowed them to blow us out already?
Yeah.
I just don't understand what they're excited about. Why are they happy? You play to win. You didn't win. Why are you happy? What are you celebrating for? It's as simple as that. You may consider it an overreaction. You may consider it a non-issue. I just view it as your priorities don't lie in the right order.
No.
I view it as what the fuck do you really, how do you really feel? What type of culture is really set in the locker room in that factor? You know what I mean? I feel like previous coaches wouldn't put up with that.
No, I don't
why
think.
are you celebrating, bro?
I don't think Daryl Drake would put up with what DJ did today.
No.
I don't think Daryl Drake would be satisfied with what DJ did today.
No. No. And no, this isn't Deontay's last year of his rookie of his contract. Next year is.
Next year is.
Next year is. Next year is his last year. So I don't know why certain players, and again, it's not just Deontay. I just don't understand why certain players celebrate when they are getting blown out or when they're losing. Celebrate when you win the football game. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
You play to win. You're not winning. Why are you celebrating a play? Good job. Now let's win this football game. Don't celebrate when we're down 3 scores. It's just, it never made sense to me.
Yeah.
I've never understood that. I don't understand what they are celebrating over. That's all I can think of. I don't really understand the excitement. Unless someone can tell that to me, but I don't feel you there. I don't. I care about winning. I don't care about certain stats.
No.
I don't care about certain shit. Makes no sense. Makes no sense.
No. 0 cents, man.
No. And Deontay's a good receiver. Let's not act like he isn't. He's a good receiver.
But I don't get why in that moment to a team like the Cardinals and you're doing that.
Yeah.
It really goes to show the type of ego that you have. And I know in the sport of the NFL, in the sport of football, many players are going to have their ego. Many football players have egos. I fully understand that.
And I understand that most of the NFL players that like celebrate or talk the way they do is because they're competitive. There's exchanges going on the football field, and when they have a great play against somebody, yeah, they're going to speak. They're going to talk because they're competitive. It's that competitive nature. I understand that. But I also think, I mean, you're not winning the football game, so what is there to be excited for? You know what I mean? That's just how I feel. And the truth is, let's say there is some exchange on the football field. Let's say these two players are exchanging words and beefing, and then this one player tops the other or whatever, right? And then the player that got, like, for example, let's say I don't know, let's say Deontay Johnson's beefing with Greg Newsome, right? This is just hypothetically speaking. Let's say Deontay Johnson's beefing with Greg Newsome, and then Deontay makes a great acrobatic catch on Greg Newsome, and he celebrates. And then Greg Newsome says, hey, look at the scoreboard.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Because that's the truth. I don't know, man. That's just how I feel. People may consider that a non-issue. They may not think of it as a big deal, but to me, it just... I just question a lot of things.
It really shows and exposes not just Deontay's ego, but the culture on how much it's changed from the Steelers' identity and in that locker room.
But what is it now?
That's the problem.
What I feel
That's
is
the fact that we're questioning what the culture is nowadays for the Steelers is a massive problem.
You're right, but I think we all agree that the standard now is mediocrity.
It is mediocrity.
That's how
It's sad.
That's how it feels, at least. That's what it seems it's been like for years now. So, that's kind of where we lie, unfortunately, with the state of this team and just the way these players operate. I don't really understand.
But
it.
week after week, it's more recently a trend now with Deontay Johnson doing something.
Yeah, he's always doing something.
He's doing something, whether it's something on social media, or bickering with his teammates or his coaches, to now celebrating while we're down how many points in a game while we're losing.
Yeah.
What's going to happen Thursday? What's going to happen Thursday with DJ, huh? Because every week there seems to be a trend with this guy. And I can't stand it. It's actually getting really fucking annoying.
Yeah.
It's getting really stale to see this from your supposedly number one wide receiver, a $16 million wide receiver, and he's acting this way.
No, because last week it was the non-effort play on Warren's fumble, or he had zero effort
That too,
on trying
yes.
to tackle the defender.
How could I forget that? Yes.
So there's that, and then there's this week where he scores a touchdown and then celebrates even though we're losing to one of the worst teams in the NFL and shit. So, yeah, there's always something. There's always something. It might mean nothing. It might mean nothing to some people, but to me, it comes off as selfish behavior. That's what it comes off as. It's a selfish attitude. That's how it comes off.
And it's really annoying.
It really is, man. It really is. And truthfully, man, stuff like that, like the way their priorities lie, or the way they think mentally of the team, or where they lie in stats, or our victory, that stuff matters. That stuff matters. It really does. It absolutely does, dude. I'm sorry, man. Hey, I grew up watching Kobe, so I live with a similar mentality. So that's just, I don't know, man. I think that's lost in a lot of athletes.
Yep.
A lot of competitive sport athletes, man. It really is. It really is. Just like Jalen Warren said. Yeah, we kind of took him lightly. Lightlier than we probably should have. Because they were riding on a high, beating the fucking Bengals team that didn't have their starting quarterback.
Yeah.
You're getting excited over beating a 5-5 team and then underestimate a 2-10 Arizona Cardinals. Serves you right. And it's not the first time either. Remember when we looked past the Jags for the Patriots and then got blown out at home and went one and done that 2017 season?
And it goes back to the preparation by Mike Tomlin. So the question now,
ties in.
The question now is what's the preparation for the Patriots game, and what's the preparation for the rest of the way without Kenny Pickett?
Yeah.
What is it, Tomlin?
There is none. There is none. It's just, fuck it. Go out and see if we can do something. That's all it is. That's how it feels, man. Let's see. We're going to get into some super chats real quick. Shout out to Don, Maximum Sports with the $5. The season over. Every Pitt fan. Baltimore had a rough week versus Jacksonville, San Francisco, Miami. They are the same. Play it safe. Mitch throws into triple coverage. We'll anticipate more of that, man, because that's his biggest flaw. Elijah West with the $2 says, talk about 18 dancing after his touchdown clown. Well, we just did, Elijah, so there you go. Andre with the 199 says, organization has gracefully fallen from grace. Or gradually fallen from grace.
Yes, it has.
Right. You're absolutely right, man. It's a shame, man. This Steelers team is far from what they used to be. And we knew we'd be in for some, I don't want to say down years, because as a matter of fact, we have the team to perform decently, to be competitive, and there's just nothing in any factor.
No.
And that most of that stems from the culture mentality and the coaching preparation. And they both tie in. Because if you have a proper coach, then you have a proper locker room, you have proper preparation, you have a competitive football team. And because we don't have that as our leader, as head coach, we don't have what we should. That's all it comes down to it, man.
Yep.
That's all it comes down to it. This year already confirmed for me that we will never win another Super Bowl under Mike Tomlin. And this game, man, is just more exposure on how bad he really is. It's just a matter of when the Steelers want to open their eyes, but the truth is they won't. So.
And that's the depressing part.
That's the depressing part.
They
and
won't.
If he can somehow manage 2 more wins, then aren't really the second to be like, see, he got it again. Another non-losing season.
I trust Coach
ass.
Tomlin. I would want nobody more to lead this team than Mike Tomlin. Art Rooney. God, man. Jesus Christ.
That's life as a Steelers fan no more. Anyone that thought the Steelers were contenders should stop watching football. Yeah. We're not even a playoff contender, bro. We're not. We already know what the result's going to be if we somehow make one.
Yeah. Yeah, really.
Somehow. No, Ryan, we don't expect to go 17-0. I asked for competitive football. We don't get that. We either get blown out in losses or we win in a very ugly fashion.
Yeah, there's no in between. It's either one or the other. That's it.
It's what you call mediocrity, my boy. It fucking sucks. It fucking sucks. It's absolutely terrible, dude. And it's even more shameful when we know we shouldn't be in this situation because we have the most of the roster to be a competitive football team. It's not like we have one of the worst rosters in the NFL.
No.
And we suck because we suck. No, we have we have a decent fucking roster, as a matter of fact. We have the play. George Pickens, man, I feel like George Pickens can be such a more impactful football player, man. I feel like anywhere else, George Pickens could be a 1,000-yard receiver.
You take him and put him on Kansas City, the guy's having 100 yards every fucking week.
Yeah.
Every week with Pat Mahomes, no question about it.
Any other scheme, any other team, George Pickens is a 1,000-yard receiver. So that's what we mean, man. We have the talent to perform, and we're not. Some of it falls on talent, but there's always a common denominator in us underachieving.
Yeah.
You know who that is. You know exactly who that is. I'm not asking for blowouts. I'm not asking for a Miami Dolphins complete season. I'm asking for competitive football. And I don't know when the next time we're gonna
Competitive
get
football,
that.
consistent football, convincing football at that.
So I don't know when we're going to get there, bro. Oh, my God. Mahomes would love Pickens. You kidding me? Oh, my God. Bro, he's a number 1 on any other squad, bro.
Yeah.
We know what Pickens can do. We saw it today. You give him a better system and a more competent quarterback, bro, it's over. It's fucking over. My goodness, bro. Like, seriously. There needs to be an adult in the locker room for sure. Tomlin is too permissive. And I agree. I feel like this year, if you haven't already jumped on the train, I feel like this year, out of every year, is really confirming Tomlin's flaws. Many people have felt the way they felt about Mike Tomlin for many years, and rightfully so. There were some that were optimistic, myself included, that he'd change, that with his own quarterback, he'd have a new sense of ambition or admiration, and he doesn't.
New sense of motivation. It's just like nothing's changed.
Like you have those fears that we've already previously seen, but now this year, man, it's over for you now. You know what I mean?
And that will never change. Again, that never will.
Yeah. Rod says, for Pete's sake, start Mason. I agree. This sign's not going nowhere until either Kenny comes back or until Mason actually gets inserted at quarterback.
Yeah.
So get used to seeing this. You will see this for the Thursday or for the Tuesday preview for the atrocious Thursday night football game.
Dude, that game's gonna suck.
That game's gonna suck.
That game's gonna be ass.
That game's gonna suck.
Oh God, Mitch Trubisky, Bailey Zapp with Al Michaels commentating that.
Oh God.
He better be paid double time for that.
Oh, I know. Supercook says if they go, let's give him 1 more year without Ben. I'm like, he's had 3 years without him. He has. He's had 3 years without him.
Yeah.
He had 2019. He had last year and this year. And somehow he still edges a non-losing season, but that's not what we're here for, bro. We're not. 2019, we're like, okay. He did that without Ben. Okay, let's see what he can do with a fully healthy Ben, which, was a washed Ben. Well, let's see what he can do with a younger quarterback, but he kept the same offensive scheme. He kept the same coordinator. Bro.
Yeah. Nothing's changed again.
Nothing will change the rest of the season because we're still running Canada's system. He kept Canada way too fucking... He could have changed the scheme. He could have changed the system. Instead, he stuck by him too long, man.
He's too stuck.
Johnny says
He's too stuck.
Johnny says keep the sign. I might keep it, even if Kenny comes back, bro, just for shits and giggles, and maybe because that's how I really feel. But
Yeah.
don't tell nobody. Lamont Knight says, and this is why I don't have anyone over Kobe and Michael Jordan. They got the mentality of winning this era. We be criticizing players for winning. It's sad, bro. I don't. He was a winner. No, I know what you mean. They had that killer mentality.
Yeah.
They had that killer mentality, bro. The job was not finished, so why the fuck are we celebrating? In fact, there was this other video I seen of Kobe, right? He was on I forget what night show he was on. The Lakers were celebrating over winning a game, even though they were one of the worst teams in the league.
Yeah.
And they was celebrating. And they wanted Kobe's reaction. And his reaction is like, that shit was not going to fly if I was in the locker room. Like,
Yep.
come on, bro. Like,
Yep.
like we one of the worst teams in the league, bro. Why the fuck are we fucking celebrating? It's as simple as that, bro. That mentality is lost in a lot of athletes today.
Yeah.
They just don't fucking get it, dude. They don't fucking get it. That 400-yard game don't mean shit, bro. That don't mean shit, bro.
We
They
didn't.
don't.
The Steelers did nothing with it. The Steelers did nothing with it.
We did.
They had that performance, took it into this game, and just tossed it out the window. They did nothing with it.
You know what that 400-yard game's going to do? That's going to be the Steelers' optimism on Kenny Pickett next year. That's it. Hey, you see what Kenny did in his first game without Matt Canada? Yeah, let's run 16 more fucking weeks with that.
You know what that game was last week? That was the Steelers Super Bowl this year.
Ooh.
That was the Steelers Super Bowl. Matt Canada's no longer OC. The first game where he's not the OC, we finally got 400 yards for the first time in 59 games since 2020. That's their biggest victory of the year. That's what it is.
That's fucked up.
And because of this week,
That was the best victory.
because of this week, it means nothing. That win now means nothing.
No. Could you say it was a fluke?
Arguably.
We only got 16 points off that, bro.
Arguably.
Speaking of that, dude, I seen a tweet on Twitter. The Cardinals allowed 16 points every single game since 2021.
Oh, that's what you wanted to hear? Is that what you wanted to hear?
What?
That's what he said. That's what I wanted to hear.
Oh, well, anyway. Yeah, the Cardinals have allowed 16 or more points in every game since 2021. We only scored 10 today.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking terrible.
10.
Yeah, that's fucking terrible. Calvin Austin isn't a bust pick.
No, I wouldn't go that far.
First of all, he's a
I would not go that
he's
far.
a fourth-round pick. You can't say a fourth-round pick is a bust pick. He's not a bust pick. I don't think he's incorporated enough.
No, definitely not.
Now, I agree that we need a slot corner, and my solution to that is Pat Freiermuth.
Yeah, why not just put him in the slot
Let's
more?
put him in the slot. Let's keep Darnell Washington at tight end and let's run some two tight end packages. Next year, dude, next year I'm getting rid of Allen Robinson. I'm putting Calvin Austin as the main slot receiver on the depth chart, but I'm incorporating Muth a lot
Yeah.
out wide in the slot. I think he's the solution to our slot receiver issues. Because he's someone we can use up the middle of the field. He's someone we can use in the seams. He's someone we could use in dependable situations. All of Pat Freiermuth's catches today were first downs.
Yeah, they were.
So I think he's the solution to our slot situation. We can use him very similar to how the Jags used like an Ingram, or how the Cardinals used a McBride today, or how the Chiefs used Kelsey. We can move him around and kind of limit his faults as a blocker and use Washington in that factor.
Yep.
Just use Muth more as that receiving threat.
Just continue the utilization of Muth. Get that guy involved up the middle, in the slot. That's what he's best at.
Absolutely. I agree.
You know, the lack of both, Muth can fill both those holes just like that.
Right.
Simple.
The Cardinals were giving up 27 a game and had not won a road game in 10 games.
Yep, and Steelers
I swear,
allowed
dude,
that.
the
Steelers allowed that.
The more they get dug up, the worse it gets. That's truthfully how I feel, dude. Wow. Wow. I don't know anymore, man. I don't know anymore. What happened to the 13 package today where they bring in... Yeah, I don't know. We didn't run a lot of 13 personnel today, did we?
Not that I seen.
I know we ran a lot of 12 with Muth and Hayward. We utilized both of them. But not enough as like I thought we would.
Yeah.
How's this Packers-Chiefs game going? Did A.J. Dillon score a touchdown for you?
No. From what I've seen, Green Bay's in the lead. Jordan Love's throwing 3 touchdowns.
Damn.
The Chiefs just scored. I think it was Noah Gray who scored, the backup tight end.
That helps nobody.
That helps nobody. Dillon's got 12 carries, 42 yards.
Damn, Watson's got 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, Christian Watson's got 2 touchdowns.
Wow, this is a close game.
Pacheco, he's got 108 yards rushing and a rushing touchdown. Kelsey's got 81 yards. I'm surprised there's not more with Taylor Swift in attendance.
Right.
Because I got Dillon.
Who cares?
I got Dillon and I got Kelsey in my starting lineup for fantasy. So I need them to continue to pick up the pace, to continue to stack more stats up for me to win. Because it's a pretty close game with my fantasy matchup, and I got a winning streak to defend.
Right.
A big winning streak to defend.
Yeah, you.
And I'm close.
You are close.
I am close. I'm only down by 7 points. I just need a touchdown from Dillon or Kelsey, and I fucking win.
Yeah.
That's all I need.
Yeah.
That's all I ask, and I got a full quarter. So please,
Right.
get me something positive today, okay?
Derp says, let me repeat, Tomlins lost 42 games to a below .500 teams by midseason or later. Most in history, and that was last year. It's even worse now. Wow. I didn't even know that.
I didn't know that either. That is fucking shitty.
I have a bad, I'm not going to lie to you guys, man. I have a bad feeling the Steelers are going to collapse towards the end of the season.
It won't be the first time.
Very similar to 2018 or 2019 or 2020 where we have collapsed and shit the bed.
Won't be the first time. Would not be the first time.
I only see 2 more wins realistically this year. That's it. That'll be enough to get a non-losing season, and that's it. I see two more wins, and then we're gonna collapse the rest of the season. I think we lose the last 2 games versus the Seahawks and versus the Ravens.
Steelers get 2 more wins. They can pop the champagne, get the kazoos and streamers, get the balloons out and everything, and give Tomlin a freaking cake in celebration for another non-losing season. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Be right in his office in the Steelers facility.
Right.
He opens the door. Surprise!
Oh, my God. They'll have the cake
Look
out
at
and
this
shit.
fucking birthday and everything.
Should put Mason in. He's been done so dirty. Deserves his chance, or deserves this chance Thursday, and I can't wait to meet former WWE Women's and Divas champ Melina this Saturday. Well, good for you, Diggs.
Oh, shit.
Good for you. But no, I agree. I agree about Mason, man. I really agree. I don't know if I want to get into it. Because we've stated this in the past, and not a lot of people are going to agree with us, but I don't know if I'm going to get into it.
You want to say it? You sure? It's a valid argument.
It's a very valid argument. But I don't know if I want to get into it right now.
That's up to you.
I don't know if I want to get into it. Right
Maybe for the Patriots game. Maybe for the Patriots game.
I think we'll save it for the Patriots pregame.
That's fine.
I think we'll save it for the Patriots.
I mean, if
pregame.
you guys know, you know. You know.
You guys know, you know. You guys kind of already hitting. You guys are kind of already hinting, but yeah. No, I agree. We should start Mason, bro. I know we're not. I don't know if we will, but we should. It's the right decision. I don't care how much we're paying Mitch. Fuck Mitch. He sucks. He sucks. Hey, Twins, we have won 2 Super Bowls in 45 years. What high standards are you two referring to?
The high standards of what previous Steelers repped and put out when it comes to how you perform and how you are as a Steeler in the black and gold. The history.
We're a championship city. We are a competitive sports
The
city.
reputation that previous Steelers relied or left on the team.
What we mean by that, and we're not going to win every single year. We know that.
That's just impossible.
What we mean by that is that for many years, When you thought of the Pittsburgh Steelers, when other teams and other players thought of the Pittsburgh Steelers, there was a sense of fear and there was a sense of, man, they got a real shot. That is what we're talking about.
When a team would come into our when a team would look at the Steelers, when they would come to face the Steelers, or even when we would come to their house, their territory to face them, they would be scared shitless to play us.
Yeah, we don't have that. There is none of that. I know,
and that's because of previous Steelers. And we will never
get that back.
That's because of previous Steelers.
I'm aware we will never.
That's the reputation previous Steelers set on with this logo.
That is our history. That is not our reputation no more. That is not our identity. That is not our standard no more. That will forever now only be known as history, and it fucking pains me to say that.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Because I don't know if we'll ever get those days back. We have
probably never will.
We have the players coming in and greeting the new ones all the time. We have them coming in for alumni weekends or for the Hall of Honor and all that stuff, right? It's always good to have them back in the locker room, share their stories, and hopefully we can pass down that knowledge and that reputation to some of the young guys. But, you know, I don't think those days are going to come back.
Nope.
I just want the days of a competitive Pittsburgh Steelers team to come back. That's all I want. I want us to be viewed as like a legit squad again. I want people to look at us and be like, they got a real shot. They got a real chance. They're a damn good football team.
Yep.
Those are the Pittsburgh fucking Steelers. You know, when you think of NFL teams and you just, I don't know, man. It's hard to explain, but like you say their name, and then their reputation and their history just speaks back to you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean. It's hard to explain. It's really hard to explain.
I remember Franco Harris's football life. Came out shortly after he passed away, actually. I remember him telling the story about Super Bowl 13 with Hollywood Anderson. And, how he just threw Bradshaw down. And Franco was frustrated. He was pissed at his quarterback, his teammate, just thrown to the ground after, what Holly Brown said before that matchup, saying, Terry Bradshaw was pretty much an idiot. And Franco was pissed off. And something he never did, he told Bradshaw, give me the ball. And the reason being was because Franco straight up said, we're the fucking Pittsburgh Steelers. That's what I want our players right now to have, that mentality. I want them to have that same mentality, that same feeling. Where if you fuck with our team, you fuck with our coaches, you fuck with our players, our teammates, we ain't letting that shit slip by.
That's a dead breed, Bobby.
That's a very dead breed, and that's unfortunate.
That died when Troy left.
That died when Dan Rooney died.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's fair.
I think I'll go
fair.
even further and say that.
But I think that died when Troy retired.
That's very arguable too.
We're very aware that we're not going to get that team again. Okay, that is now our history. No longer is it a reputation, but
it's very crushing. It's very crushing.
But it's just a sense like we can have some competent football and we just don't fucking do it, dude. That's what pisses me off. Man.
Yeah,
that's what really pisses me off. Only 144 more days until the draft, but who's counting? How do we get here, bro? I don't know. We'd be here all night talking about it. Oh man.
I mean, we were here a pretty long time for that Cardinals game, 5 hours.
5 hours.
And now we're back here.
See what this team does to us.
Now we back here talking about the news.
We didn't plan on going live again. I mean, maybe to discuss the abominable bullshit we suffered earlier, kind of like another one of those videos or streams where we discuss Mike Tomlin, which I feel like we've done that 3 times a year now. Common theme, right? But then this Kenny Pickett news came out. We're like, yeah, we got to talk about it.
It's just so much was on our mind at the time, and we were like, you know what, screw it, let's go live.
Yeah.
Let's just say what's on our mind.
I tried to move past this terrible Sunday, but all I could think of was just how bad this Cardinals loss was, man. And this Kenny Pickett news, bro, it's just like, yeah, let's just talk about it. Let's go live. Let's talk about it with the chat. Let's just discuss it. And obviously, we got another stream to do later this week when we discuss the Patriots game. We'll do that Tuesday night. So I guess that's the next time we'll see yins then is Tuesday night. And there's not much to talk about in that game. There's not. There's really not. What is there to talk about?
Run the ball. That's it. Here, hit soundbite if you want.
Run the ball!
That's it.
What is there to talk about for that game,
That's it.
bro?
Run the ball, get turnovers, win. Boom. That's preview.
That's the preview.
That's preview.
We ain't even got to go live, bro. We ain't even got to go live for Tuesday. That's the preview right there, bro.
I got to look into some statistics, some rankings, and get some notes down. That's for sure before Tuesday.
Yeah.
Get some more in-depth discussion of what's going on. But I mean, Steelers are coming off a terrible loss.
We already
against a 2-10 team. Now we got to go up against another 2-10 team, which is arguably the worst team in the league.
Yeah.
God.
Once again, we're gonna have to face the team with the second worst record in the NFL, and
a team in which Amazon Prime Video could not even put a actual Patriots player up there as an advertisement. They had to put Bill Belichick up there.
yeah, and expect that for our preview as well, or for our live reactions. I'm serious about.
It's going to be Belichick and Watt. Presuming Watt's going to be playing, which I think he will.
He finished the game. We had a scare, but he finished the game. He should be playing. Otherwise, there would have been an injury update on him. But that's I'm kind of copying that from Prime, so you guys can expect that. Otherwise. We're going to close this out, man. We appreciate you guys for joining us late on this impromptu live stream on this breaking news about Kenny Pickett to miss 2 to 4 weeks. Plus, we just had to get extra thoughts out about Deontay and his cheerleading and Mike Tomlin and how he's unpreparing this team against lighter competition, as Jalen Warren pretty much admitted.
Yeah.
So, still a lot to unravel. Along with the Kenny Pickett news. So, we're glad that you guys are able to join us for tonight. So, shout out to all the ends, man. Appreciate you guys. Seriously, man, for a wild Sunday, you guys made it a little bit more bearable as Steelers fans. So, Kenny Pickett's going to be out 2 to 4 weeks. Doesn't make much of a difference. Probably not. We'll see how much of a difference it really makes when he's out. Otherwise, we're going to have to start Mitch. We would rather start Mason, but we'll see if that actually happens. Mason will suit up, Ken. Mason will suit up. Mason has to. He's going to be the backup now.
Yeah.
Whether they put him in, whether they bench Mitch, time will tell. Time will tell. Could be this Thursday. I don't know.
Have to pull the trigger that quickly.
Probably not. If Mitch starts throwing turnovers and costing his team, then maybe.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, that might be the only way we can put in Mason.
Yep.
Otherwise, the Steelers are going to keep doing Mason dirty. But that's another subject. We'll get into that later on. Otherwise, you guys enjoy the rest of your night, man. We appreciate you guys. We're going to go watch the rest of the Sunday Night Football game, which is looking like a solid game, man. So
yeah.
We're going to enjoy that. We're going to watch the rest of that. And I got to get ready for work, man. I got to get ready to deliver some lazy people. So that's always fun. That's always a delight. So got to get ready for the work week. Otherwise, man, we'll get the streams up for the Thursday night game and for the Thursday or the fucking Tuesday preview.
Tuesday preview and the Thursday Night Football game.
Right.
Live reactions.
So plus other content that's coming out, which we might crop out certain segments of this stream and make them into separate videos for you guys. So might just do that. Otherwise, you guys enjoy the rest of your week, man.
Make Monday a strong one.
Make Monday a strong one. Seriously, we are in the first full week of December, so make it a strong one. And unfortunately, we have to bear with the Steelers and the Patriots, and probably what will be the worst football game all season.
Yeah.
Midweek. So, yeah, we got that to look forward to. Here we go, Steelers. At the end of the day, man. Kenny Pickett, rest up. Seriously, man. And hope your surgery goes well tomorrow. And I guess we'll see you after Christmas. Enjoy the holiday and rest up. Otherwise, let's ride with Mitch. You can feel my excitement saying that. Yeah.
My silence speaks volumes.
So, yeah, we're going to get on out here. You guys enjoy the rest of your night. Appreciate all you guys. Shout out to all you, man. Seriously. Shout out to SteelTwins Nation, man. You guys are great. So, see you into the next one. Here we go, Steelers. And Kenny, rest up easy, brother.
And as always, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you later. Peace!
Yeah, you see that? You see number 2 right there? Yeah.
He's just picking his head out a little bit.
Yeah.
And go with number 2. Because I don't like number 10.
No.
Let's
Please
go
no.
with Mason Rudolph, the red-nosed savior.
10 minus 8 equals 2. So, I mean, it just confirms that Mitch or that Mason should be the quarterback.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm just saying. The numbers speak for themselves. That's just me.
Come on, it's December.
Call us Mason fanboys, bro, but nah, man, he's got to start. Start Mason, bro. What do they got to lose the rest of the year, bro? You're not going to win shit. You know that. You're going to fool yourselves into thinking that, but we know you're not going to win shit. So what the fuck do you really got to lose?
They got nothing to lose.
No.
And,
Actually, no. Mike Tomlin has everything to lose.
Man, screw that. Man, screw that.
This could end my career.
You're like Kurt Angle with Jason Jordan, eh?
This could end my career, man. The first losing season, man.
My career could be destroyed.
Yeah.
No. He's got nothing to lose, all right?
No.
Be risky. Don't live in your fears.
We're not winning shit, so just start him already, bro. Seriously. Come on. I feel like we're speaking into nobody because that's not happening. We'll see what happens, maybe.
The Steelers suck.
We do not care.
Hey, Mike, what do you think about starting Mason Rudolph? Huh?
We do not care.
Tora, I agree, man. Exactly. That's our exact argument. I agree, man. Yes, that's what this offense needs.
Guy's not afraid to throw it.
It's not hard to watch the game and understand that. Well, Mark, you're right as well. And they already made a mistake signing Mitch, bro. That's one of their biggest failures is they can't accept the fact that they fucked up. Kendrick Green. Mason Cole. Creed Humphrey. Sorry. Got this fucking cold I've been fighting for like 2 weeks now. Sorry. Gotta get it out, you know? Gotta get it out. Not Canada, sorry.